And a good day, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Wardy's Screencast, where today we are learning to annotate nonfiction using some guiding questions. We've done some stuff with annotating fiction. Annotating nonfiction, there's some questions we can ask ourselves to help kind of guide the annotations. Why are we learning this? So we can better understand and think critically about what we read, especially in today's world, where, as we've learned, most of what we read is nonfiction, and a lot of that nonfiction is not 100% accurate. It's not always unbiased. It's not always credible. So we really do need to think critically about what we're reading, even from credible sources. Know you've got it when you can note on text items that surprise you, as well as items that challenge, change, and confirm what you think about the world. Let's get into it. Let's do it. So we've learned that about nonfiction, and the fact that it is based on our world, claims to tell us something about our world, but not always true or believable or credible. A little hat tip here to Kylene Beers and Robert Probst from Reading Nonfiction, Notice and Note, Strategies and Signposts. That's where I got these questions from. So here are some key questions to keep in mind when you're annotating nonfiction. What surprised me? Is there anything that surprises you? What did the author think I already knew about a topic? They assume we know things. And sometimes it's frustrating because then it makes us not understand what we're reading because we don't have the knowledge that they thought we did. We'll get into that. And finally, what challenged, changed, or confirmed my thinking? So these are the three questions we keep in mind. Now, what do they all mean? Glad you asked. All right, what surprised me is just this. We think surprise, we think, oh my Lord, what did this lady just find out? Look at that, the way her expression is. All right. It could be stuff like this. New information. I didn't know that. It's new, it's a surprise. Suspicious. Sus information. It's sus. Really? Can I really believe that? Is that true? Anytime we're questioning something's true, it's a surprise. We should note that. Clarifying information. If you're reading something, go, now that makes sense. Note that, because that'll help you, A, know where the light bulb went off and you understood something. But B, if you have to go explain that later to somebody, there's your evidence. And finally, a different perspective. If you're saying, I never thought of something that way. Or, why would anybody believe that? Now all of a sudden we have a different point of view. And this is where we might realize our biases. Or we might realize that what we're reading is biased. Bias all ties into this. Now, not every surprise has to be this big, amazing, yell down the hall, guess what I just found out? Sometimes it's very small. All right, here's from Life and Times of the Honeybee. Pilgrims brought the first honeybees to America. By the 1850s, honeybees had flown to California. I did not know that the Pilgrims brought the honeybees to America, did you? That is, surprise, information I didn't know. Now, am I going to run home tonight, burst through the door, and yell to my wife, Mrs. Ward, guess what? First of all, I'm going to call her Mrs. Ward, so we'll just say, Nikki, guess what I just learned? The Pilgrims brought honeybees to America. Oh, my God. She would think I was out of my mind. You're not going to yell it that way. Nice little fact. I might share it. But again, it doesn't have to be this huge, big surprise that you're just dying to tell people. It's just something we didn't know before. All right, so new information. Questioning it. Now I get it. Never thought of it that way. All right. Our next question, what did the author think I already know? And this is very simply going to be questions that we have while reading. So we've noted questions in the past, like why would a character do something? Well, now you can think of if it's vocabulary we don't know. We talked about vocab. If we don't understand something, we can put the question, what does this be specific and define what this is? Read about the honeybees. Maybe they assume I know how the honeybees gather honey. Well, I might write the question in the margin. How do the honeybees gather the ingredients for honey? They're assuming we know. Here, prior knowledge, assuming we already know something about a topic that we don't know. It's okay to mark that question in the margins. You might find it later, and then you would have the clarifying information. That's why we mark it up. And then you can draw a little arrow saying, oh, here's where the information is to answer that question. All right. The last question we have now would be, what challenged, changed, or confirmed my thinking? What challenges, changes, or confirms my views on a topic? What I think I know about something. So again, what challenge, change, confirm my thinking? Did anything challenge my views? Did anything challenge what I think I know about something? Did anything change my way of thinking? Ah, now I know this, I kind of understand why somebody thinks something different. Or confirm, prove that you're right. Right? That could be evidence if you're writing something argumentative, or if you're being with a friend. Note the stuff that confirms that you're right, so you have the evidence. So those are our annotating questions. So the next time you annotate nonfiction, which will be very soon, maybe today, keep in mind, what surprised me? What did the author think I knew? They assumed I knew something, but didn't tell me everything. What challenge, changed, or confirmed what I think I know about a topic? And those will help you mark up and annotate and understand your next nonfiction text. Morty out.